Yes, sir. It's your boy Dave One Take, and this is the betting window. I want to dive into this game for matchup between Boston and Philadelphia. We're gonna recap game three. I got a couple picks for you. Some Nick Nurse quotes, Jalen Brown quotes, and then we're gonna get up out the way. We're gonna try to get to that window. So to recap game three, Tatum drained 5 3 pointers and recorded 25 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds as the Celtics beat Philadelphia 108 to 100. It was Tatum's second 25-point outing in the series. Jalen Brown chimed in on the progress since Jalen's return from injury. He's been incrementally getting better and stronger and getting more physical, said Brown, who also scored 25 in game three. You can see he's getting down here at a higher level than he did when he started. But we do it as a team, we win as a team, and we lose as a team. So in those moments, I got nothing but trust for Jason Taylor. I love that comment from him, especially keeping in mind that they had, I'm not gonna call it a beef, but somewhat of a misunderstanding of who was Batman and who was Robin. And we all know that you can have a one and a 1A. Hell, you can have a trio and be successful and be NBA champions, which they are or have been at one point in time. Sunday is pivotal for Philadelphia. They don't want to go back to Boston being down 3-1 with a facing a game five elimination. They're not built like that. You could potentially have Embiid back, and we do have uh Oubre tonight on the injury report with a what they're calling a growing. So with Oubre out and Embiid out and us not having a timetable for either, they're saying that they're both questionable for tonight. Based on the line movement though, I don't see them, especially Embiid, I don't see him playing. Nothing significant, no signals in that in them playing tonight. Nick Nurse did address the 3-point shooting of Boston by saying they made a lot of tough ones. Well, we're going to have to be a lot better. It starts with pressure. The They allowed Boston to shoot more 3 pointers than they did 2-point baskets, with 23 points being made, 16 twos being made. He just said that Nick Nurse said that Philly needs to make things tougher for Boston on the arc, and I completely agree. We all know that uh, Boston is a high volume 3-point shooting team, and if they get in that blank out monster where they just everybody's shooting a three, then you look up and you're down 20, and that can be defeating for a team like Philadelphia, who, quite frankly, isn't supposed to be there anyway. So, uh, they also gave up 5 3-pointers off the offensive rebounds, so they're gonna have to limit the boards. They're gonna have to limit the offensive rebounds. They're gonna have to defend the arc. They're gonna have to go over the screen, under the screen, behind the screen. They're gonna have to get a hand up when the shooter is shooting, rotate on defense, communicate, and limit the threes from Boston. Based on the information that I got today, I think the best play for me tonight is gonna be under 110.5 at -130. So I'm taking Boston versus Philadelphia first half under 110.5 with -130 juice. I know it's kind of juicy, but I think familiarity kicks in. I think that Nick Nurse talking to the media and essentially calling out his team, saying that they did not defend well behind the 3-point line and they got killed on the glass. I think it limits possessions for Boston tonight. I think you have a ramp up in defense from Philly, and I also believe that the familiarity component comes into play, and you won't get some looks that they've been getting before. So I think this game is a lower scoring game. Even if you want to sprinkle, get a 3-point tease, go 216, under 216 and a half full game, is not a bad look as well. Just to recap some things, the betting angle tonight is the total under. The highlights is Nick Nurse calling out his team defensively behind the arc and also on the glass. Boston recognizes Tatum's progression from his injury and how much that's been an impact on them, him having 25, scored 25 twice. Also, Brown Putting in 25 too is a hell of a thing. So they look good. They look primed for a nice run and deep in the playoffs. Let's see in this pivotal game 4 how Philly responds.